Hi, we are talking skin today. Are you guilty of one of these top 10 sins that you may be doing to prematurely age your skin? You know, those wrinkles, that discoloration, the lines, the dullness that you see when you look in the mirror. Well, there are things that are accelerating that process. I'm Dr. Parisi. I'm a dermatologist. I've been in practice for 18 years. I'm going to bring to you 10 tips to keep your skin healthy to prevent some of that premature aging. Today, we're going to talk about tip number 1, which everyone probably knows, but I'm going to remind you, everyone should be using an SPF of a 30 daily on their skin to protect yourself from the sun. Now, there are different types of rays that the sun gives off. For skin purposes, the UVA and the UVB rays are the ones that we are most concerned with. The UVA rays are those rays that penetrate deeper into the skin, are going to damage the skin, cause those wrinkles, that aging. The UVB are those rays that when you go to the beach, don't put your sunscreen on, you get that bad sunburn. So what you are looking for in a sunscreen, first tip, you want a broad spectrum sunscreen. It will protect you from both those UVA and those UVB rays. So that's the first thing that you want to look for on a sunscreen. In the United States, we have a labeling of an SPF on the sunscreen. What does that mean? Most people probably have no idea. I kind of think of it as the sunburn factor. It really only pertains to the UVB rays, has absolutely nothing to do with the UVA rays. So it is that number tells you how much of the UVB rays are going to be filtered out. So SPF 30 is going to filter out about 97% of those UVB rays. Once you get up in the SPFs of 45, 50, there's not much of a change. So as long as you are applying enough sunscreen, really an SPF of a 30, 45 is perfect. Now, if you're not applying enough, you're gonna drop that SPF. So just be cautious, make sure you're applying enough. I usually recommend about a shot full of glass of sunscreen for your whole body. So it is a lot, and it can be a little bit greasy depending on what sunscreen you're using, but that is the recommendation, because if you're not applying enough, again, you're gonna drop that SPF. So SPF is gonna tell you how much of those UVB rays are gonna be filtered out. So look at that number, look for a broad spectrum sunscreen. Then you want to look for a water resistant or very water resistant sunscreen. What does that mean? So water resistant sunscreen means that it's going to stay on wet skin if it's water resistant for 40 minutes, very water resistant about 80 minutes. So again, another label that you can look for on the sunscreen. What does sport or baby on a label on a sunscreen mean? Zero. Zip, nothing, really not FDA defined, doesn't really necessarily mean anything. So again, kind of ignore that. You're looking at the SPF, looking for a broad spectrum, looking for that water resistant versus that very water resistant, okay? Now, let's get into, real quick, ingredients. So there's really two types of ingredients. There are chemical ingredients, chemical sunscreens, which are gonna, not really chemical ingredients, they're all chemicals, but chemical sunscreens have the ingredients are gonna absorb the sun rays. An example would be avobenzene. You'll see that in the active ingredient. And then there are physical sunscreens, and the avobenzene is a broad spectrum. And then there are the physical sunscreens, which are your titanium or your zinc, which deflect the rays. So my recommendation is typically I am recommending as an active ingredient the zinc or the titanium for a few reasons. One, again, it's not absorbing, it's reflecting that light. So a little safer for your skin, for children. So zinc or titanium. Also, it's safe for the environment. A lot coming out about the chemicals in sunscreens. Are they safe for the environment? The zinc or the titanium is safe for the environment. So again, perfect. It's going to be really non-allergenic, so if you have a sensitivity to certain ingredients, it's a great sunscreen, or you have sensitive skin, great for that. So look for the active ingredient as a zinc or the titanium. All right, one kind of caveat to that people don't like is that the zinc or the titanium can look a little bit white. When you put it on, you kind of look like a ghost. My kids have made fun of me because sometimes I'll look white, okay? And a lot of people don't like that color, okay? So let me show you what a chemical sunscreen kind of looks like. So if you rub it in, you can't really see any kind of residual whiteness. It really just rubs right into your skin, absorbed. Actually, it's pretty much absorbed, goes right into your skin. No, nothing there. It's gone. Okay. And then if you take a one that has the zinc or the titanium in it, and this one is a pretty good one, but it's going to be a little whiter. Can you see that? So it has a little bit of a tint to it. It's a little white. So yeah, a lot of people don't like that, but nowadays there are different zinc or titanium sunscreens that you can really barely see that white. So it's that white discoloration. So it's about finding one that fits for you and trying different ones. But again, those are kind of the things that you're looking for. Broad spectrum, the SPF, the active ingredients, water resistant versus very water resistance. All right, couple other tips while we're talking about protecting your skin. Get that hat on, wide brim, better than the baseball cap. I love my baseball caps, but the wide brim is gonna protect you a little bit better. Sunglasses on. They sell a lot of UV protective clothing now. Get a swim shirt, put a swim shirt on. Different ways to protect yourself. If you don't want to use a lot of the sunscreens, get the protective clothing. Simple, easy, especially for kids, babies, get their protective clothing on. Next and final, with the sunscreens, make sure you're reapplying. So if you're out all day having fun at the beach, make sure you're reapplying every 2 hours. If you're not protecting your skin enough. So tip number 1, again, protect your skin. If you're not, you are prematurely aging your skin, leading to more wrinkles, leading to more discoloration. Look in that mirror, see what you see. A lot of that is from not using your sunscreen. Go pick up your sunscreen. Let's do it.